Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make these footballs perfect for your little football fan. Here are the things that I used: a 3.5-inch football cookie cutter, black and brown food coloring, and white royal icing. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we need to do is fill our football, and I have here one that I filled completely, but I want to do one that's going to be half. So this is what I mean, half and half. This is more like the real football that has where they sew in the football and they connect it. I'm just gonna try those two to see if you like either one and you want to give either one a try. This is the easiest one. This is not hard to do, this one here, but you'll just have to give it some time to dry before you do the other half. So just go around the shape of the football and then just fill it in. Not hard at all. You're just going to give this, give it about 20 minutes to develop a crust, and then you can do the other half, and then you're gonna give it about a couple hours to dry, for both sides to dry, and then you can add your white on there. If you add it earlier, you run a chance of bleeding this brown into the white, and it does happen. So to avoid that, just give it a couple hours for it to dry. So this is what I'm gonna do for now, and then I'm gonna like I said, give it 20 minutes and then do the other half. So I'm gonna move on to this one here that has dried already, and I'll do the other one in a little bit so I can finish up the other side. I have here a Wilton tip 44, and that is a flat tip. Has a flat tip on both sides. Some of them will have like little ridges on there, and that'll give you a basket weave on one side and a flat side on the other. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to make the two curves that the football has on both sides, and I'm just going to curve like this as I squeeze. This is a somewhat medium to light consistency. It's not super thick and it's not super watery. So it's in a medium to light. You don't want to go too light on this and have it kind of warp because it's too runny. So you don't want to do it too thick, or else it'll be really hard to pipe, especially because you have to turn your wrist. So I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to make sure that this goes down. Okay. So I'm going to do the other side. Take this extra off because I don't want it on the cookie itself. I want it on the icing, on the football icing. So then here I'm going to change my tip with that same consistency icing to a tip number 0. You can use a number 1. I just happen to have a lot of zeros on hand, and so I'm going to pipe the eyes. And for the eyes, I have two different ones here. As you see, these two are together and these two are separate. I did the separate one for the angry one. He's being really tough here. I did these two together because he's kind of like happy. He has a little funny face going on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do another one like that one, and then when on the split one I'll do a different face. So what I do is I do one small one and one large one, but again I'm going to give each eye a time to dry. Well, I'm going to give the first one about 15 minutes to grab a crust, and then I'll do the other one next to it after it's developed that crust, so they won't merge. And by merging, I mean this here. I'm going to show you the sample. If you put them together right away, they'll merge together and then they'll become solid. And I want to avoid that. It doesn't look bad, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I prefer it to look like this. I don't know if my hand is in the way. Big difference, and I like this one better. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm going to give this one, like I said, about 15 minutes to get just a slight crust, so when I pipe this one here, it doesn't join together. So I have here this one here that's beginning to become matte. So I can go ahead and do the other side on this one here so we can get this video rolling. And what I like to do is grab my same icing, and I have a number 3 tip, by the way. It just helps me fill in the space faster. Okay, make sure that you're touching the end here to connect it with the other one with that kind of like a point like that. You can see there, one is glossier and one is becoming a little bit more matte in color. So I'm gonna set this aside and give this about 2 hours for it to dry. That way when I pipe this white, it doesn't want to absorb this darker color. So I'm gonna set this aside. Alright, so I'm gonna move back to this one. Okay, it got a nice little crust. I'm just moving quickly, but 15 minutes should be good. I'm just gonna move along here. Oh, and I forgot one thing. The eyes. Well, you're supposed to set your eyes, your pupil, your black pupil inside of your white. I'm gonna see if I can puncture this here and I'll put it in there since it's still very, very light. It hasn't developed a thick crust. So with a number 1 or a number 0 in black, go ahead and insert that black in there and just tap it in to smooth it out. And now I'm going to move on to the next eye, and I'm going to make this one slightly larger just to make it look a little humorous, not so like too perfect, you know. So here then I'm going to put in my black before I forget again, and I'm just going to off-center it a little again to make it a little bit interesting. So now here I'm going to do my smiley face, which is the stitching of the ball at the bottom here with the same consistency icing that I used for this one. I just changed it to a tip 0, and I'm just going to make a bit of a smiley face, and then I'm going to do the little stitching part, as many as I can fit in here, around 4 or 5. Okay, I was able to fit 5. Now I'm going to tap these down so they don't dry standing up with a little peak. Alright guys, so I went ahead and finished this one here, but I did forget to do the eyebrows on the happy one. All you do is just do a little curve at the top there to give it those eyebrows. For this one here, I'm gonna make him look a little mad because he's a tough one here. So that's all you do. Alright guys, that is all. I hope you like how they turned out. Very easy football to make. Just thought I'd share this with you guys. So I hope you like how they turned out. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and stay tuned for a few more football themed videos. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one, guys.